How stunning is that cover, guys? Look at that. Zoo Orzo. Always been a fan of Zoo Orzo's work. And Mr. Photography by Kurt sent me this as an A-OK with a very nice letter, man. And a letter, a very nice message, I should say. And thank you. I thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate you. This was really special. I didn't go after this book, though. This is Carmen, #1. Didn't go after this book. Something about the synopsis, but look at this cover, man. This is the back cover. This is a beautiful book. Just marvelous. He sent it to me in a clear backing board too. Look at that. I am gonna have this framed in a CGC case, and this will be a 9.8 without a doubt. Yeah, this is staying in the PC, no doubt about it. Pretty soon, hopefully, I'm gonna have Wilbert's A-OK to me also for the Haha #2 John Gallagher cover, and hopefully that'll come back also as a 9.8, and that will be in the PC. Thank you to Wilbert also for the black cotton as well, guys. It's an honor for me to just to know that somebody actually appreciates somewhat of the content that I put in here, you know. And yeah, man, no, thanks, Kurt. Thank you so much, man. So now I have, let me see, just a few guys, a few of my listeners, because I still haven't gotten a P.O. box. So my wife doesn't know that Kurt sent this to the address. I kept my mouth shut. But eventually I'm going to have to pick up a P.O. box. But I love the book, Zoo Orzo. Wish I could have picked up Zoo Orzo's Something's Killing the Children covers from Black Cape. But they went fast. They went fast. Alright, so this is Barbaric #1. I did not go after Barbaric #1 when it first came out. You know, perception, right? Perception of something that you haven't even read. Reason I didn't go after is because I thought it was a ripoff from Conan, you know. As a matter of fact, I think one of the covers is an homage to Conan #1. I think it's cover C. But I hadn't even seen that cover. It's just that when I saw Barbaric, I was like, you know what? That kind of looks like Conan way too much. But then Rolando Cedeno and William Martinez messaged me, and they were like, hey, William told me that he went heavy on Barbaric, and Rolando Cedeno also went heavy on it. And I said, you know what? Let me take a look at it. Let me research this for real. Picked up the that cover A. I read it. It is a fun, crazy read. I mean, nuts and bloody. And Vault is coming. You know, I think they're putting up some good stuff. You know, especially this. So, yeah, I'm not gonna say I went really heavy on it because I didn't go after the most expensive covers or anything like that. But it is now in my pull list, Barbaric #1. Will it stay hot? Listen, nobody really knows what book is really gonna stay hot or not. But I do like it. It's intriguing. It's really, like I said, it's really fun to read and funny. Especially that axe. So, but I do, if you can pick up, especially the cover A's for cheap, pick up cover A, read it, man. You guys tell me what you think of it, because it's nuts. So these I picked up for Comics Kingdom of Canada. This is the 1 in 15s. This is the witch. This is a witch that's in the story, right? But this is a 1 in 15 cover. This is a 1 in 30 cover. I paid less than $10 for those, plus the shipping, probably around $11. This one I only paid 20 bucks. It's a 1 in 30. They only had one in Comics Kingdom of Canada. And then these I believe I paid less than cover price. These are the cover Ds. I do not know what these cover Ds look like, because that's a poly bag. So we're going to open that poly bag and see what that's about. But I do recommend just picking it up just to read. Like I said, I didn't go after the real expensive 1 in 75s and 1 in 50s. You know, nowadays you gotta have, I don't know, so many covers for these books, for these moderns. It's not like you know, like I never really liked going after variants before. Like, never liked it. In the modern age, you kind of have to, because especially in certain books, if you're in it for the investment, sometimes the cover A's are just too overly mass produced. I think Rolando Cedeno also told me what the print run was on these, and I don't think it was that high. But say a book like Something's Killing the Children, you know, they're printing, you know, over 100,000 of those now. Probably 150,000 of the cover A's for Something's Killing the Children. You know, it almost kind of forces you, if you're looking for an investment, to go after the incentives. But I just try to stay away from that. I would rather have, say, Something's Killing the Children #1, where it's limited to 50,000 from prints, cover A, all the way to the store variants and up to the 6th printing. All right, I'm not counting the 7th and the 8th printing. But I definitely, for the PC, I'm looking for anything between the 6th printing and above, plus the store variants for that #1. After that, I'm going to come up with a video for the keys for Something's Killing the Children, or at least my view on the keys. But as far as Barbaric, I would definitely recommend the cover A and read the story and see what you guys like. I definitely see potential in it, without a shadow of a doubt. You know what? Let's open this one. Let's open it. All right, I'm going to have to put this down for a second, because I'm not going to be able to cut this open. So I'll have to cut it open, show you guys what that looks like. Holy crap. I'm glad I didn't open this live. This is a freaking badass cover. It's freaking magnificent, man. I'm going to say this is going to be one of the best covers. But yeah, not for kids. Absolutely not for kids. Okay, the witch. It is the witch. That's why they call it undressed. Undressed variant. I think I got 4 or 5 of those. If this ends up being a big book, this might just be a cover to have. A cover to have. All right, let's move on to the next one. Yeah, definitely a steaming hot cover. Beautifully done too, man. Beautifully done. The back is all black, so if you're gonna get these slabbed, they have to be slabbed right away. The longer you keep these in your short boxes, the more chance you have at that black cover getting some spine ticks in the back. You know what? I'll show you guys the back real quick. See that black cover? Any little thing is going to show on that black cover. It's completely black. So yeah, these will be slabbed. These will be sent in to CGC this week, without a doubt. Go to the next book. All right, here's one for Great Expectations Comics. Great Expectations. He's gone heavy on this book. Look, guys, when you guys are speccing on reselling particular book, right? You don't have to go after all the books that I go after. You don't have to. You could specialize on a few books. You could specialize on like 10 books. If you're in it just for the sell, that is, right? You can pick books that work for you. You could just keep reselling them. For me, that's when I started selling comics, that's what I did. Amazing Spider-Man 300, Amazing Spider-Man 238, Secret Wars 8. I used to pick those up like all the time and just send them in to get graded, come back, sell them, and just repeat the process. There's guys that are going to specialize in certain books. Great Expectations Comics, he does this with quite a few books, good books. Like he does it with Ms. Marvel also, and Strange Academy. He's picked certain books that he's going to flip, and he's going to do well with them. He's going to do really well. Already this has paid off for him 1,000-fold, because when you pick this up, this is Ultimate Comics All New Spider-Man #1, has to be in a poly bag, okay? Stan Lee signed 100 of these books. There's something like 79,000 or something in print run for this. I think your chances of getting 1 in 100 is like, he did the calculations, is 1 in, I want to say 890 or something like that, or 900, 1 in 900, I'm going to say, to get the 1 in 100 Stan Lee, and he was able to get one of those, and he got a 9.8 on it, and CGC grades it with a yellow label. You know, you don't even have to send it. It doesn't have to be witnessed, because apparently it probably already was witnessed by them for those 100. So we're going to open this one up. This is actually my 4th copy. I have 3 other copies that are going to be going out to Mr. Kendra whenever he becomes available. I got a ton of books that I'm going to be sending him. We're going to open this one up, and I got another one on the way. And we're going to see if this one, cross fingers, Stan Lee, not out of the question, man. Not all 100 have been accounted for. It's only a few that have been accounted for. There's probably more than 50 that have been unaccounted for, I would think. All right, let's see. Okay, so this one is not a Stan Lee signature, because there's no signature there. It also, the Stan Lee signature would be right here probably, and then over here it would say variant, and then the back would say, hey, you received 1 of 100 besides his back. However, not a complete loss here. Yeah, you know, it never really is a loss though, right? This is still the 2nd appearance of Miles Morales, and it is in beautiful condition. That's a beauty. Maybe just a little bit going on right there. That could pass for 9.8. Look at that. You can't notice it right there. Yeah, I'll get this pressed by Mr. Kendra. Sent this baby in, and we'll see if we can get a 9.8 on this. Paid, this one was expensive. I bid in an auction for this. It was close to $200 for this book, but it's a gamble that you take. Look, it's like hitting the lottery, right? But I took a chance. What the heck? My fourth shot, nothing. I got another one coming in. We'll see what I get with that one. But at worst, you got the second appearance of Miles Morales, but you are paying. And the next one that's coming, I paid less than 150, less than 140 even. So it all depends when you go on these auctions, how much people are bidding. One thing that you want to consider is that you cannot tell, obviously, what's inside the poly bag. So if you see a poly bag that has a lot of wrinkles and stuff like that, you might want to stay away from it, because you can get, especially with that black cover, you can get damage that's visible on the spine or on the corners, but yeah, it's still the second appearance of Miles. All right, let's go to the next book that came in. Moon Knight is a character that I never got really into while I was collecting comics back in the day. I was more into the cosmic heavy hitters, the Silver Surfers, the Thors, even guys that were like obscure, like Clark the Gladiator, and I was into those kind of guys. Moon Knight, even though he looked cool, I would pick him up, and there's certain stories with Spider-Man that I would pick him up in, the Marvel team-ups, when he teamed up with Luke Cage and Daredevil, and I would pick those up against the Purple Man. But and I always liked the covers from Moon Knight. I mean, he has some fantastic artists, and he has some iconic covers, man. Of course, everybody knows Bill Sienkiewicz, but Stephen Platt was fantastic. Some of the greatest covers of all time are Moon Knight covers. Even guys that people don't even know, like Greg Smallwood. Great covers from Smallwood. When Lemire was doing Moon Knight. I think that Moon Knight's going to be a big hit. I do believe that. Just the fact that he has his mental issues as well actually makes him a lot more understandable, I guess, as a superhero, and likable. These covers are by Garner. Garner, I think, is the one that did these covers. This is from Moon Knight #1, but the current Moon Knight #1. So I'm really liking these covers. I got these just really to flip, Mark Spector. If you didn't pick this up, let me know, man. Just comment down here. Let me know if you didn't pick it up. I picked up 5 of each, and tell me which one you like. When it comes back as a 9.8, one of them will be yours. Mark Spector. I did not know that Mr. Spector was also a huge fan of King. Look, I rag on King, alright? I rag on a lot of guys. I'm not going to stop ragging on King, alright, Marky? But yeah, that was a surprise. I had never met a Kang fan ever. So I was very surprised to hear that you were a Kang fan. I can't say that Marvel is not going to make Kang likable to me. You know, I can't see myself ever liking Kang, really. But maybe they can. Maybe they can turn me. I mean, look, back in the day, even though it wasn't Marvel back then that did it because they sold the rights, but I didn't know who Blade was. But when the movie came out, man, I freaking love Blade after that first Blade and Wesley Snipes, you know. Kang, can they do the same thing with Kang? I mean, he appeared in Loki. Not a good version of Kang there. I like it that they're calling all these guys variants, right? Just like what these are, variants, right? They're variants of the original. Well, how do you know which one's the original? Really? I mean, come on. It's Marvel and their things or whatever, but the Council of Kang, so many Kangs. Well, that first version of Kang is more of like what I thought Kang was gonna be, like just a joke, you know. But can they make Kang likable? Can they make him likable? This is Disney now. They probably can. But I'm still gonna rag on them, you know. So, but I know you like Mark Spector, so yeah, man, pick one of the two. If you haven't picked them up yet, I don't know if you have or haven't. If you like it, definitely you will get one in a 9.8, my friend. Alright, so I was talking to Darth Biscuit about this. Enter the House of Slaughter. It was a preview on Basilisk #1 second print. Supposedly they have a preview of Enter the House of Slaughter. I don't have that book. Not planning on getting that book either. Now, if you guys do have that book, if you can let me know if there is a first appearance on it or if it's Aaron. I saw the first page on it. I don't even know if it's a 1-page preview or 4-page. I don't know. But I know that it's going for some pretty good money on eBay. And it was discussed also on certain channels also. But unless there's an actual first appearance on that preview, I wouldn't even bother to pick it up. You know, I wouldn't. But as far as the House of Slaughter is concerned, I'm picking up the cover A because of just because of reading. But boom, just like they're doing with everything else, they're gonna have another 1 in 1,000 incentive for this thing. That's right, there's no cover yet on it. 1 in 500, 1 in 1,000. Okay. I don't think they're going to get as many takers as they did for Berserker. I don't believe so, unless they do the same thing for Berserker for House of Slaughter, which is, they offered these retailers to, if you don't sell it, you could return the copies back. Either way, this book is gonna, depending on what they do though, but I'm assuming that it's gonna be probably 400,000 print run, maybe 300,000 print run. Definitely gonna be something that's without a doubt significant, so as far as investment value, you're gonna overpay for the 1 in 500 or the 1 in 1,000, even the 1 in 100 or 1 in 200, you're going to be overpaying for it anyway. So will one of them hit? That appears to me that is the kid Aaron. And Aaron got dismantled quite easily, actually, in a book that I will discuss soon, okay? But if you're planning on getting something for the House of Slaughter, go after Something's Killing the Children #6, if that is what your intention is. That is the first appearance of Cecilia, first appearance of Aaron, and the first appearance of the House of Slaughter. And yeah, that's more of a spec, I think, than what that preview is, unless there's a member in that preview that has never been seen before. That's the only way I would go after that. Basilisk #1, second print. Okay, here's a book that I covered only because I've shown this book multiple times on my channel. I'm not a big channel, so there's not too many people that really listen to the entire contents that I put out. I realize that I speak slow and not the most entertaining guy, okay? But I know for a fact that some of you do listen to the entire content. And because I've covered this before, I just didn't want my guys to be part of what I perceived to be suspect because of that. It ended up that it wasn't suspect. The seller contacted me via the message boards, and that was TLC Comics, and he confirmed that this was a beautiful book. And I am happy to say I deleted the video, and it sold for the third highest that I've seen this book go for. Now, have I seen this book go for $2,500 on a buy it now with best offer? Yes, but it's a best offer, so you don't really know what it really sold for, okay? I've seen a $3,000 one time with a best offer, but you don't really know because eBay doesn't tell you anymore how much it goes for. So you have to pretty much gauge it on the auction types, and this is the third highest auction book that I've seen for Blue Marble #1. So congratulations to TLC Comics. And this is something that I would do again and again and again, guys, okay? If I perceive something being suspect, I don't know if one of my guys is bidding on this, all right? So if I have Wayne Wong bidding on this, or, I mean, it could be anybody, though. If I have Andrew bidding on this, Andrew, you guys don't even know because he emails me from time to time. I don't know if he's even listening anymore, but if guys like that are bidding on a book like this and it truly is a bend, like I thought it might be, I would feel horrible that I knew about it and I didn't let you guys know, you know, prior to ending of the auction. So yes, it is something that I would definitely put out on my channel. You know, it is the seller's responsibility to put their content presentable up. You're selling the book. It is a mistake. It was definitely a mistake that was done by a great seller. As a matter of fact, he has 100% feedback profile. Anybody and everybody can make mistakes, and I have made mistakes myself. But yes, if I see it, I will definitely put it out. Obviously, if I know the seller, I will contact the seller first before I put anything out here, you know. But I am glad and very happy that TLC got the third highest price that I've ever seen on this book. And by the way, oh my gosh, thank you, Wilbert, again. You know, look at that price, man. So far I got 4 of these. I got 7 more coming in. The 9.6s, 7 9.6s are coming in. They're right now getting encapsulated by CGC, so I don't know how many of the 9.6s or if any made 9.8. I am expecting minimum 2 to come back 9.8 that I couldn't see anything wrong with. Okay, but expectations is, you know. But because of Wilbert, I did not sell any 9.8 because of Wilbert. And I have four 9.8s. 2 that I bought myself when they were like in the $500 range. Yeah. Going to be keeping those, guys. Going to be keeping those. TLC, man. I mean, look, everybody's their own business to do what they want with their books, man. But I agree with Wilbert. This is not the time, in my opinion, to sell this particular book. I don't think this is the time. I don't think this is the time. I mean, it's a hefty price to pay. Very hefty price to pay for a character hasn't even been shown in the Marvel universe, movie universe anyway. And they're very seldomly using him anyway, but the potential for this character is so high. But congratulations, and again, thank you to Wilbert. Here's another book I want to cover as well. This book was bought last year. I covered the sale. I believe, man, no, you know what? I'm not even going to say how much it went for because I don't remember. But he is putting it back for sale. The buyer is putting it up for sale at a very respectable price for that particular book. It's an 8.5 of a very rare book, especially in that grade. Okay, look at that, man. That is one gorgeous piece of art. It's freaking gorgeous. 8.5, and I gotta tell you something. People don't know it yet, but as of right now, that is the highest grade that you will be able to get for a very long time, because I am not putting mines up. I ain't not. All right, $2,000 with a make offer. Guy also has 100% feedback profile. Not that many, but definitely in the trustworthy category, in my opinion. I expect this book to sell. We'll be monitoring this book. All right, especially with the animated series. Actually, it's an animated movie that's coming out on Netflix soon. I believe it's next month that the animated movie comes out. Then at the end of the year, the series comes out. The second series comes. The second part of this series comes out in December. So this book should move soon. Very weird, right? Because it's comics number 26, but I like it that the seller put Witcher comic book there, because how many people are going to search for comics number 26? Not too many people. So you gotta put Witcher comic book, which he did. It's you know, definitely a savvy seller without a doubt. We'll keep tabs on that. All right, that's all I wanted to talk about, and have a good night, guys.